Hey guys, we are here on the Norwegian Joy, and I said on this video we'd be going over the food, and we definitely are. So let's talk about that item that surprised us, as well as some issues we ran into. Fun to be had, so let's get into it. Depending on where you want to eat, there is always something for you. Here in the buffet, the ice cream was amazing. It was very creamy. Not an ice cream person, but I enjoyed my ice cream cones. It was laid out well too. I think the biggest fault in any buffet would be layout. No matter how large it is, if the layout is bad, meaning there's areas where people just kind of clump together, it's hard to get around. I mean, it's just a traffic jam any way you look at it. This was laid out pretty good, and the area was wide, as you see here, from where the buffet was to where the seating started, and I think it just made for a better layout for those going by, getting to their seat, or going to another area. So that is definitely a positive in my eyes. The food was great. Sometimes we just went up there and got a quick dessert, a bite to eat, because we weren't like super hungry. For those of you who have watched my videos prior to this, you know I cannot stop talking about the Indian here on The Joy. The chefs were amazing. They were friendly. If something was out, they asked, "What are you waiting for?" to make sure they kind of got that done quickly. But it's not just the Indian, guys. They have so much to try, and I would suggest you do so. There are many places to grab a small bite to eat or a drink if that is something that you like. This was an event that we decided to try, and I did it more so for you guys. I know many of you are laughing right now, but I promise you, I just took a sip of each one of these to just kind of see if someone making it with the real ingredients made a huge difference. And guys, it actually really did. They were very good. But they go through the history of the mojito, and they also go through basically the different ways to make it, why they make it that way. And this actually here is something that you can't get on the menu. It's something that they do especially for this class. So if that's something that interests you, they have so many of those things on the ship for you to try. When it comes to specialty dining, there are several different restaurants for you to try. We tried the Italian one, which we'll get into in just a moment, but there is Cagney's and the Le Bistro, and all of them seem to stay quite busy. On each one of the restaurants, I'll kind of give you a little idea of the menu like I just did, and then a run through to kind of let you see if it's something that you would enjoy or you would like. The main dining room is what you see through the shears here down below. I think you can see it more so right now because that is all lit up. If it's later in the evening, which is when you would normally be going to a specialty restaurant, I don't think you're going to see that as much. But it kind of gives you an idea of how everything is set up there on the ship. So if you're looking for a restaurant that would be included with your cruise fare, maybe not wanting to go to a specialty restaurant each time, the local is something I would definitely recommend. Now the setup is kind of different as far as where it is over the atrium area, but we started, if you saw the embarkation video here, and we enjoyed the food. It was very laid back, so we decided to go back for breakfast one morning, and it was very good. This is what we got on embarkation day. Again, it was great. We enjoyed it very much. We ate it all, so that is good. And this was our breakfast when we went back to the local to give it a try there. Again, we were happy with what we ordered, and they ask your opinion, so you can give it. So speaking of restaurants that are included in the fare, you have Savor and Taste here. That is just like the main dining room as far as the menu is concerned, but the way that you are seated is different. As you see here, it is a much more quaint, smaller setting than the large dining room. Taste is going to be right across from it. It is going to be the exact same setup, different colors, but same smaller setting, same menu. Sometimes there can be a wait here. They'll give you a pager, especially at breakfast, but I've never saw it more than 30 minutes. And as you see the food here, we did not get anything that we were like, it was okay. Everything we got, we enjoyed. Speaking of included food, the observation lounge is another great area for you to get small bites. In the morning, they have things like muesli and cereal, pastries. I would say basically your continental style breakfast will be available there for you, as well as included coffee, juices, water are included there. In the afternoon, you can have anything from quiche to small sandwiches, small bites, and in the evening, same thing, small little snacks. So I would say that would definitely be an area that you might want to pop in during the day for a small bite. The teppanyaki is definitely something that a lot of people love and go to. This was set up really nice. I've been on some ships where it was kind of dark. This was very open. You could still see outside. And of course, you are on a cruise ship, so it is nice to kind of see outside. This was one that was requested. I heard being in line, everyone was requesting this restaurant. So did not hear anything bad about it. So it is a very good layout and a fairly large size. So if that's something that interests you, now you know. So we spoke of Cagney's, definitely one of those places that people enjoy. Here's the menu. Feel free to pause, guys, if it's something that you want to look at. With the restaurants, there is outdoor seating at pretty much all of the specialty restaurants. So you have that nice area to sit out on the outside, as well as the area to sit in on the inside. So hopefully that helps you decide and get an idea of what Cagney's is like here on the ship. With that being said, the outside seating, whether here or the Italian restaurant or some of the other places that are outside, on our particular trip, it was raining a lot, so we did not get to enjoy that. So I'm sure anybody that might have had a reservation for the outside probably was the same thing. So keep that in mind, but it is definitely a beautiful setting to be able to sit there and have a nice meal, hear the waves, and kind of enjoy your time. You can kind of see the dining room downstairs as I spoke about before, and that's just a small portion of the dining room. It's not the entire dining room. If you guys are familiar with Norwegian Cruise Line's Free at Sea, they have certain packages that you can purchase. So you can get a package that has the Wi-Fi, the gratuities, and a couple of restaurants, and maybe a credit for an excursion. Basic package. You can get a package that includes drinks and other things with it. We just got the basic package, and it included 2 restaurants. This, the Food Republic, was one of the restaurants that we chose to use that on. I'm so glad we did. You can see the layout here. It's kind of an Asian-inspired style. So you have sushi, you have Thai, you have some of the other things that are actually included here. You order on these digital menus that you see here. The food was amazing. And let me just say, we were not expecting it to be as much food as it was. You can pause here in just a moment on the menu and kind of get an idea of what they have. Feel free to pause. But guys, this was the appetizer. Just one. Then we had 2 things of sushi, okay? Hubby's more the sushi person, not me, but it was amazing. He loved it. He said it was so fresh. It was very good. That says a lot. I'm more of a pho person, love that, but that was a meal all in itself. And you see, I also had pad thai, and that was a meal all in itself. There was so much food. I mean, oh my goodness. And it was so good, you did not want to waste it. So consider Food Republic if that's something that you like. As far as the main dining room here, we did not go there very often. Actually, we only went there once. The setup for me was not one that I enjoyed. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it at all. The food was just okay. It was basic. It was good, but it just wasn't what we were getting elsewhere. So we were like, thank you very much, and we enjoyed the food elsewhere. There are other things to enjoy depending on what you like. There is the brew house. They have games that they play there. They have live music that go on there, as well as different, if you're a beer brewski kind of person, they do have packages where you can come in and actually sit down and try some of the ones that they have there on board. So there are other places to enjoy on the ship. It actually has great views during the day. This is actually where I recorded a beginning of a recording of one of the recaps of our day. They were having something going on, so I had to leave, but it is a very, very good place, as long as nothing is going on, to sit and use the computer if that's someone, if you're one of those that have to sit there and work, kind of like me and the other two people that were in here. It is a great place. It really is. The other restaurant we chose was the La Cucina. And let me tell you again, we were so highly impressed with the food. You expect good food at a specialty restaurant. This you actually tap before you go in, your CPass card versus them handing it to you at the restaurant. This is you agreeing to the reservation and going in. That was something that was new for me. But the setting was very good. The colors were good. The lighting was good. You felt like you were in an Italian restaurant. It was very good. The appetizers, as you saw, the tomatoes were heirloom tomatoes with the mozz cheese. It was so good. Each of our appetizers were good. Each of our meals were amazing. We enjoyed our time here. And I will say the staff had a huge impression on us and how we enjoyed our meal. How someone talks with you during your meal makes a huge difference. And we enjoyed our time.
So how regular is this? I mean, like with the red tomato sauce? Okay. Anything else?
As far as breakfast goes, here's the menu that you can pop in and grab a bite to eat, have a nice sit-down breakfast. For us, it was always something simple, bagel and lox, muesli cereal, and usually something else to go with it. So let's talk about that item that surprised us. We noticed when we opened the mini fridge, the 2 bottles of water there. And of course, you're going to look and see the price, $6.50. But what shocked me was the addition to a 20% gratuity on top of that bottled water. I don't know that if I've ever overlooked this before or I didn't notice it, but I do not recall paying a gratuity on something like bottled water that was already in the room. I don't know. I mean, have you experienced this? Is this something that you have noticed? I mean, I completely understand tipping when a service is rendered, that kind of, hand in hand. But to me, it feels excessive. To me, it feels like it's like, okay, here's one more area where you can get just a little bit more. But I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about it? Do you just know that there's probably going to be an additional 18, 20% gratuity on anything else that you might get or order? Or is it something that maybe you have noticed that you didn't right away and later found out, well, wait a minute, I got charged a gratuity on top of this? There are things like ordering a drink at a bar or a Coke or something. You kind of know that that's going to come with it. But again, I have never noticed it in the room before. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that below. With that, we enjoyed ourselves on the Norwegian Joy. The food, like I said, definitely really stood out. If you have any questions regard to that, please comment below. That's what all this is here for. And if you have anything that maybe, I didn't mention that you enjoyed, also leave it down in the comments below for someone else to be able to enjoy it and to learn from. So the next video will be disembarkation. How will that go? You will have to tune in to find out, guys. So with that, thanks so much for watching. I do hope you are subscribed. Thanks for all who are. Hi, team. And we will see you on the next adventure. Bye, guys.